Cinnamon is this Jamaican sentient stick of cinnamon who has been in an eternal rivalry with Bad Apple, possibly since the beginning of time. From 2004, we can see their first battle, along with some crucial lore to the Bad Apple and Cinnamon universe.
When you pour a bowl of Applejack cereal, Sweet Cinnamon races to you.
Time to go.
But there's a Bad Apple who's trying to get there first.
Here I come, I am Cinnamon.
Those are my Applejacks!
We see Cinnamon perform some incredible feats here. He displays a proficiency in skateboarding, as well as omnipotence to whenever somebody pours a bowl of Applejacks. It's possible he got this ability at the creation of Cinnamon. It appears that Bad Apple also displays this same ability. Perhaps they are quantumly entangled to each other and their senses. This is only one explanation, and, as I stated before, only their first battle. Further research has shown that Applejacks was made in 1965. This coincides with the first recorded appearance of Bad Apple alone, at a Vietnam War protest with other students. Allow for me to zoom in if it's hard to see Bad Apple. 1965 is also the year of the Dominican Civil War. Cinnamon, being in close proximity on the island of Jamaica, possibly had something to do with overthrowing the Dominican Republic's government. More on Cinnamon's feats in this lore-filled universe, we see in a later commercial Cinnamon jump well over 6 inches, which on a relativistic scale means every inch counts. This is essentially jumping the same height he stands, as you will eventually see, with added weight.
Here I come, I am Cinnamon. Oh, what happened? What? We got to get to the ball.
This way! Get on my back!
Take a load off, man.
And
Here I come, I am Cinnamon.
now that
To recap, Cinnamon and Bad Apple were victims of a tragic accident, where Cinnamon's torso pierced the innards and organs of Bad Apple. This increased Cinnamon's weight to be equivalent to an entire apple. Intensive research has shown that an apple weighs about 70 to 100 grams. If we find out later that a cinnamon stick weighs about 2.5 grams, this means Cinnamon increased his weight by a factor between 30 and 40 times. This would be the equivalent of a 150-pound person running with 4,500 pounds. That is essentially a car strapped to one's torso, which we see Cinnamon run with ease. Later, we see him perform even more incredible feats, which I will replay for you if you did not catch.
Take a load off, man.
and
Here I come, I am Cinnamon.
Now we could see that Cinnamon ran with 4,500 pounds, or at least the equivalent to it for a normal 150-pound person, and did so with ease. This indicates that he has an upper limit we cannot even begin to imagine. But we can calculate how much work he performed when he jumped that equivalent to his height. Here I've rendered something using the latest in 3D modeling technology, taking the box that he jumped next to and putting it into a 3D modeling software called MS Paint, and resulted in this equivalent or comparison between somebody who is around 5'6" and Cinnamon, including a dog, because I thought it looked cute. Even though Cinnamon only jumped approximately 6 inches, half of the Applejack's box, we can see that a person of 5'6" stature would jump the equivalent of 6 boxes, being about 6 times as tall as Cinnamon. Now, in accordance to the Joule definition, if he moved all that weight, the equivalent of 4,500 pounds, moving 6 feet, it would be about 33,000 joules of work. I don't know about you personally, but I can only jump with 130 joules of work, about 130 pounds of weight, moving about 12 inches off of the ground. Cinnamon would outclass every one of us on an equivalent level of scale, and assuming he can shape and shift his size as any other god would, I have no doubt that Cinnamon in this universe would be able to smack all of us silly. I hope you enjoyed listening to my lore and explanation of Cinnamon and Bad Apple, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Goodbye.